This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So, today let us understand one more important concept that is on lookup transformation. Performs lookup search by comparing the input with the reference table data. The reference table can be a cache file or SQL table or a query. By default, this treats rows without matching entries as errors. Must be configured for error outputs. Lookup data is case sensitive data. Clear? So this is what is the lookup. Lookup is very, very, very important transformation in all ETLs. Even though tomorrow you go to Hadoop, you learn Hadoop or you learn any data oriented technology, lookup will be there. Even in Excel, we have a lookup function, right? So lookup is very, very important in Excel as well as data science, Hadoop, in ETL, everywhere, even in the reporting, we have a lookup. So lookup means what? Comparing by taking the input value. Performs a lookup, search by comparing the input with the reference table data. Let us understand this. I have a, let me take this. This is my source and this is my SSIS lookup transformation. And let us have something like this. Okay. Now I'm reading some data from here. So this is your source. And this is what is called your SSIS package. Now we have implemented what is called as a lookup transformation in this. Okay. So the source is having this kind of a data. So you are having a employee.txt file. So this is a txt file. You have data like this: employee ID, name, and department ID. So employee number 1, John, department number 10. Employee number 2, Mary, department number 20. Employee number 3, Anu, department number 30, like this. This is my data. Clear? So in the lookup transformation also, you will have one more table. Okay. Source can be anything, but lookup also will have one more table. Remember, the source also will have some source, but lookup will have a table only. So you need to create one table or you need to link one thing. So this is called as a reference table, or it is also called as a lookup table. So you should have one more table in your server. So wherever you're working in that server, or you may be having in the remote server as well, one table. The table will be called as a X reference table. Okay, it could be department reference table or some X reference table. Let us say the table name is called a department table. I have one more table here. So I have dip ID, that is department ID, and I have a department name. So department ID 10, let us say sales department, 20 accounts department, something like this. Okay, I have some data. I have two departments like this. Now if you have in the lookup, what normally we're going to be doing, we're going to be comparing some data. So we're going to be comparing department ID with the department ID. So this is what is called a lookup operation. So what is operation? Department ID is equivalent to dep ID. So what is dep ID? Department ID from the reference table and department ID from the source table will get matched. If it is getting a matched, you will be able to get a lot of matched data. So this data will be a success rows. Success rows means matched data. So success rows will be there. So all these success rows called as a matched rows. Am I clear? So this is what is called success rows. And whatever you have unmatched data, when you see unmatched data, because 10 and 10, there is a matching. 20 and 20 there is a matching, but 30 there is no matching here. So this record will be called as unmatched data. So when you have unmatched data, SQL Server, SQL Server or lookup transformation will see the unmatched data as a error data. Remember this. It is not actually error data. Remember this. So which is telling you error data. That means you need to understand there is a data. It is not unmatched. It is unmatched data is called as unmatched data. If you have this, what you can do? There are three things it is given. Unmatched data, if you have it, what are the solutions SSIS is offering? The lookup is offering. First one is you fail the package. You fail the component. Okay. That is the default option. So when you see error data means what? Error data means unmatched data. When you see the unmatched data, lookup transformation is going to be failing by not loading any data, either matched or unmatched. Nothing will happen, it fails. So it is failing means it is able to see a lot of unmatched data in the source. That is one thing. If this is the default behavior of lookup transformation, the second one is ignore. What do you mean by that? Ignore the failure. So ignore the failure, you continue with the data. So whatever be the ignore failure means, if you have unmatched data, ignore that failure and continue with the further data. So that is what is called ignore failure. Ignore the failure. The third one, you can redirect the rows to one more new output. So that is also clear. So if you have error data, SSIS packages lookup transformation is going to be failing because this is the default behavior. You need to understand. By default, it is going to be failing. Doesn't mean that you have some error data. There is no error data in this. There is unmatched data in this. So if you find unmatched data, lookup transformation will give you success rows and failure rows, error data. Success and failure error data means error data, what should I do? Either you can fail the SSIS package, or you can say ignore the failure. You ignore that error and continue with the data. Ignore the error, you continue with the data. The next option is redirect those rows to new output. You create one more table, and in this table you should be able to dump those unmatched data. Clear? So that is also possible. If you don't store unmatched rate data, then you have two options. Either fail the component, the SSIS package is not going to work. The second one is called it may ignore the failure and it is going to be continuing with the data. Clear? So these are the three options are allowed. So SSIS lookup is similar to joins only. Okay, existence check. So lookup transformation is going to be performing existence check of the data which is available in this. It'll read this row. It'll read this row and it take out 10 and it is going to be checking, do we have 10 here? Yes. If you have a 10 there, then this row is going to go here. So 1 John 10 is going to be coming here. If we have 2 Mary 20, 20 takes and it checks, do we have 20 here? Then this data is going to go here. So 2 Mary and which is 20. Now 30. So we don't have 30 here. So it is going to be going to the unmatched data. When you implement redirect the rows to new output, so the unmatched data 3 Anu going to be coming here. So you have to create two tables. One is called, this is employee destination table. So this is employee underscore unmatched data. Okay. So this is employee matched data. You can give any name, whatever you would like to give, you can give the name. So this is how the lookup transformation is going to be working. Clear? let us understand lookup and joins. So joins also, I think probably you would have studied joins in RDBMS, right? So joining is also, it is going to be taking the matching data, right? But what is the difference between a joins and a lookup? Let us understand. I have a table A, okay? Let me take, I have a table B. I have two tables. Table A, I have 10 and a 20 and a 10 and a 10, 20 and 30 I have. In the table B, I have 10 and a 20 and I have 30. Okay. So when you say A join B, I would like to join these two tables. So when you use joins anywhere, not only in RDBMS, anywhere if you use joins, tomorrow you may join in Python as well. You join in Hadoop as well. Joining is the concept. If you wanted to join, joining is always, right? So if you take a paint and understand joins, it is pretty much easy. Joins already we had learned. If you're not knowing joins, let us understand. I have a table A, I have a table B. Okay. Table A has some data. Table B, I have some data. In table A, I have 10, 10, and 20 and 30. This is what is I'm having in the table A, right? So 10, 10, 20, 30 here, only these records, right? So let me go and try to implement 10 and 20 and 30. If you perform joins, matched data, 10 and 10 is going to be mapping. So 10 is repeated here. So 10 and 10 will get repeated here. Okay. And 20 and 20 is going to be mapping here. And 30 and 30 is going to be mapped here. Okay. So if you go for joins, we have a lot of joins. So joins means we have three types of joins. One is called inner join. The second one is called outer join. So these are the joins all the IT industry is going to be using. Inner join and outer join. Clear? So joins means, inner join only always we're going to be talking about. Outer joins we'll discuss later. So when you're talking about inner join always gets the matching data. So 10 and 10 is matching. So you will be able to get 10 and 10 here. Okay, because a 10 and 10, again this 10 and this 10 is mapped. So you should be able to get a 10 and 10 here. There is no issue. Again, at 20 and 20, there is a record is getting matched. You will be able to get this, and 30 and 30 is going to be mapped. If you go for A and B, you're joining A inner join, or you simply say A join B. When you say A join B, the same thing is going to be happening. Or if you say B join A, B join A means the same thing is going to be happening. Either inner join A join B or B join A. So A equals to B, B equals to A, nothing changes. Now 10, you have 10 and 2 tens. Again, same data you're going to be getting 10 comma 10, because matched data it is going to be given. Remember, inner joins means get the matching data from the both tables. That's it, nothing else. 20 comma 20, 20, 30 comma 30. There is no difference whether you use A join B or B join A, it is going to be happening and getting the same data. This is A join B, this is B join A. Am I clear? So you don't get anything. Matching data will be given in the joins. So this is what is called as an inner join. Inner join is nothing but a getting matched data. Clear? Now I go to the lookup transformation. So lookup transformation is also, you think it is also, similar to joins, but a few differences are available. When you say A is a source and you are using a lookup with B, clear? So according to us, this is a source. A table is a source and the B table is a lookup transformation. So now let us understand it is going to be using lookup. So it will take 10. It will go there and ask, do we have 10 here? Yes. If 10 and 10 is there, you should be able to get 10 and 10. Again, it will go to the second row. Do we have 10 here? Yes, we have 10 and 10 here. Now there is no problem. Now it goes to the 20. Now do we have 20 here? Yes, we have 20. Again, there is a 20 there. And we go to here and reads 30 and checks here. Do we have 30 here? Yes, it is existing. Check is it true? You will be able to get 30 comma 30. When you say A lookup B, I'm able to get 4 rows, which is equivalent to join. A join B, B join J. But now I'm going to be saying B lookup A. Okay, B lookup A I'm doing. So I'm going to be taking this as a B as a source table, A is my reference table. Now how the things would happen? SSIS goes and take this value, okay, and reads 20, 10. Do we have 10 here? Yes. So there is a 10 and 10 is matching. So that is going to be getting here. So 10 and 10 you are able to get it. So which table it is going to be reading first? Table B. This is the table. Now the next row it will have 20. 20 do we have here? Yes, 20. It is going to come here. 20 comma 20. Then the next row it is going to be reading 30. 30 do we have here? Yes, 30 we have here. Now we see the difference. Now this row you did not get at all. Okay. So A lookup B is, it is giving you 4 rows. But when you say B lookup A, okay, if you say B lookup A, which is giving you only 3 rows. Am I clear? So this is what is the difference between joins and lookup. Okay, lookup is not similar to the joins. So joins are getting the matched data, whether it is A join B, B join A, fine. That is A equals to B, B equals to A. If A equivalent to B, B equivalent to A. If A join B, B join E, both of them are perfect. But A lookup B and B lookup B, it is completely different. You have to know something like this. Are you clear or not? Am I clear? So lookup transformation, when you interchange the tables, always which reads a row by row. Do we have 10 here? Yes. Now it will go read second row. Do we have 20 here? Yes. It will read the third row. Do we have 30 here? Yes. So this is how you should be able to get the different answers. It is not always A lookup B, B lookup A is completely different. But when you have similar data, 10, 20, 30 here, 10, 20, 30 in both cases, you will be able to get 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30 in both cases. A lookup B, B lookup A, you will be able to get the both cases. Otherwise, you will not be able to get like this.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. So this is the difference between joins and lookup transformation. Okay, now let me go back and do small demo. We have a flat file source and I'm going to be getting the data and loading into one more table, that is matched data, and unmatched data I'm putting into one more table. So this is my reference table. So without a reference table, you will not be able to create a lookup transformation. Source is available in your flat file. Reference table is available or linked to the lookup transformation. Now remember, you cannot have a flat file as a reference table. It is always a SQL table. So that is also very, very important thing. So the reference table can be a cache file or a SQL table or a query. It cannot be anything else. Remember this point. Clear? So definitely 99% of the time, reference table will be in SQL Server or in Oracle or in anywhere. It has to be in SQL. SQL means any RDBMS. You cannot have a reference table as an Excel file or XML file or any other file except the cache file. Clear? Or it can be in SQL Server or in Oracle. 99.999 you will be able to find the reference tables are in the RDBMS only. Clear? The source can be coming from anywhere, could be flat file, XML file, raw file, or maybe SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, Netezza, or getting from Java, .NET, anywhere you have the data, you should be able to get it. Now I have 10 is a sales department, 20 is a purchase, and 30 is a marketing, 40 is technical. And I have department number 10, 20, like this. I have 55, 66, I don't have. So this is what is called unmatched data. Unmatched data will be redirected to one more destination, which is a sample demo and very, very easy demo. I'm going to be doing it, but lookup transformation is heavily used in incremental loading in a lot of other places as well. We're going to be discussing those as well. Clear? So derived column transformation is important, data conversion is important, conditional split is important. So all those are important things. And today I'm going to be using lookup transformation. Let me simply save this package. And I don't have the SSIS toolbox. You have to click on this button. You can get the toolbox. If you close this window by mistake, you can go to view menu, get solution explorer. So I told you already, if you wanted to auto hide, you can auto hide. This can also can be auto hidden. Clear? So if you wanted to get something back, you can just go back and fix it here. And I wanted to use data flow task first, drag and drop it here, double click on this. I wanted to read the data from the flat file source according to my diagram, right? Now I go, I think I have some table, some data given by customers, right? Customers are going to give the data. They will be giving millions of rows, not only 10 rows, 20 rows. They'll be giving millions of rows. I have the same table I'm going to be using. So here, let me take this as a correct data only. There's a junk like that. I would like to give 10, 20, 30, 40. So give some correct data here. 40. So these are the unmatched data. So 11, 12 we don't have. We let me create 10, 20, 30 like that, right? So let me save this file and I'm going to be using the same file from this. Now, since it's a training, I'm using only 10, 20 rows. In the real time, you will have thousands, millions of rows, and the flat file size itself is a 10 GB, 20 GB, 50 GB of file, and you will have 4 million, 5 million, 10 million data. Clear? So total 10 million data to load, it will not take more than 10 minutes or 12 minutes if you have 10 million of data. Clear? So it is very, very fast. SSIS is very, very faster. And MSBI and Power BI and SSIS is in the first place in the data analytics side. The next one is a Tableau. The remaining things are somewhere else. I think I had pasted this one as well in my status of WhatsApp. Okay, I think somebody had seen that also. Kabir had seen, right? So now Power BI and MSBI rocking in this world as a complete suit. Why many companies are going to be buying Microsoft products? One thing is that which are very, very easy. The second one is that Microsoft is having everything. Everything means they have database SQL Server, they have SSIS and SSRS and SSAS, they have a .NET language, they have a SharePoint server, Windows operating system, Excel can be connected because much more management people are using Excel for the reporting. Clear? So you have integration for all the tools, and these are completely UI based tools. Clear? And MSB also having a Python integration or integration for the data science, and we have Azure is going to come for the cloud, and we have IoT. IoT technologies can be developed with Azure, and BA application can be developed. You can apply your solutions in the Azure level, cloud level. Plus, you have everything is available. One developer can do let a lot of work here. If you go in for other BA, let's take Oracle BA. So you have Oracle database and Oracle ETL, and reporting you need to have something. In ETL you need to have something. For OBI it is completely Oracle reporting. It is not a ETL as well. So ETL the client has to buy. Cubing they need to buy. Oracle database they need to buy. So they need to hire different developers. OBI guys do not know ETL at all. But as MSBI developer, you can learn SQL Server you're learning, ETL you're learning, Power BI you're learning, Excel already you know, at least basic Excel you know, cubing you're learning, everything you're learning. So MSBI people can do any jobs, and Microsoft is also selling. If you buy SQL Server as a database, we are going to give you SSIS and SSIS and SSRS with the SQL Server freely, or 1/3 cost of the OBI and Tableau other modules. Tableau only reporting tool, and we need to hire Tableau developer separately. That is also one more burden to the company. Again, you you have to have Tableau developer and MSBA developer, and you have to have database developer. More developers and more integration is needed. And if I wanted to have a small change, first I have to call the SQL developer, explain the problem. He will create a column there. Then I have to call the data warehousing developer. He will do something. Then I need to call the Tableau developer, then the same column will be implemented in the Tableau report. Now see, one small change, I have to consult the 3 people in the organization. That is where the people are worried. More teams are involved for doing the simple activity, because one guy does not know anything. So everybody is completely specialized people there. So Microsoft wanted to remove this specialization. It is completely general physician job. You can do anything. If you have a fever, a general physician. If you have a stomachache, general physician, except the eye specialist, heart specialist, something like this. So if you learn one thing, you're a specialized guy. So companies does not need the specialized guys. They need generalized guys, people who know at least some reporting, people who should know at least some SQL development, people know ETL, people know reporting, people can work also with Excel, people know little bit of Azure. So one developer is learning many things. So you're always you will have hot skill. It is hot skill, and you will be paid more, and you're suitable for the companies. Why? Because of this reason only, many platforms are going behind the Microsoft platform. It is integration of everything. Clear? And you need not install different softwares different time. Only install one suite, that is going to be taking care of everything. And integration with, you need not have different hardware problems, driver problems. Different developers are not needed. So it is very, very important. If I have a Tableau guy, and Tableau guy says that, sir, it is not possible in Tableau, then I need to have one more guy who knows Tableau very well. He is called as a team lead. So the team lead, Tableau developer, and again, reporting team lead, reporting developer, because team leads can understand more. They can give you any kind of a solution. But developer is the new guy. He may be knowing, may not be knowing. Always he'll say it is impossible. So it is also very, very a difficult problem to the the clients. Clear? So you will have much more opportunities at the MSB and Power BI and SQL stack, as well as nowadays we have integration with Azure, Python. So everything is possible here. Double click on the data flow task. My data is available in source, that is flat file source. Now click on this. So flat file, give meaningful names, okay? Always you say which is a source. Source, flat file. Let us say the name of the file, employee, EMP. Now browse and choose the file. So we are getting only one file. In the later sessions, we need to take thousands of files and process them one by one, one by one, one by one. I don't have any department ID for Emmanuel. Let me give the department ID for yeah. So let me go there, and oh, sorry, I have cancelled this. So source flat file employee. Now connect it to this folder. Preview, everything is I think quite good. Now preview it. So we got a lot of data. Now close this. And I wanted to use lookup transformation. So you have lookup and take this, double click on this. Now by default, I told you how to handle rows with no matching in trace. If the data is not getting matched, then what should I do? Fail the component. Okay. Otherwise, you can say ignore failure. The third option would be redirect rows to no match output. Fourth option is also available. Redirect rows to error output. What is error? Error means when you go, you should be able to find out the red pipe. Red pipe we never discussed, right? So this is what is called error output. So what is that? We'll discuss. Okay. If you wanted to take the data through that pipe, then you can also go and choose this option. So I don't want to use the red pipe. The purpose is something different. So that we can discuss later. So this is the one I may be using it. Redirect rows to no match output. Now click on connection. Now we need to have a reference table, right? Because this is my source. I need to have a reference table. Let me create a reference table with this. Control A, Control C. Go to the stage company. In this table only, I wanted to use or create a table department, right? So now we have two columns here, department ID, which is integer, and a department name, which is varchar. Okay, DEPT name, which is varchar. Now I'm inserting 10, 20, 30, 40. So let us have these four creating. Now it's got created. I clicked on F5. So created. So four rows got inserted. And this is my reference table. Okay, sometimes you will see the tables are like this X reference table. Okay, you will have like this X ref department. Okay, so this is a reference table which is going to be used in your lookup transformation. This is how you will find some tables in this. Okay, so I'll show you some database currently we are working on. So I have one more SQL Server installed. This is one more SQL Server installed in my machine. So this is my data warehousing server. Clear? We are working on one database that is called these are the databases. One is, I'll show you the data warehousing database. Now see this database. We have couple of tables. You can see product XRF, section type XRF, status XRF, and we have a dimension tables, right? We have a lot of temporary tables. We have a dimension, we have a time table, we have a fact table. Plus, you will be able to find out lot of X reference table. These are the tables are normally used in your development of ETL. Clear? X reference table means you can understand this is called, this is going to be called in your lookup transformation. Wherever you work, you will be able to find out a lot of X reference tables. These are can be used. So if you wanted to use them, you can use them. I would like to disconnect this server. Okay. So this is my OLTP server. I'm going to be using this. Now, let me go back and try to create this, create it. This is my X reference table. Now, simply department table, it is not an X reference table. I have 20, 30, 40. And if you see, we have 20, 30, 40, everything is there. But 10, 11, 12, so this is the data 22. This is the data is unmatched data. So that will be separated. Now you go back and try to go and double click on this, use redirect rows to no match output, go to connection, create a connection to remove this, new server name is dot means local SQL server, In the real time, you need to ask the proper IP address of the SQL server. Okay, your leaders are going to be giving that. And test connection, perfectly fine. I'm going to be using staging database. Staging company is my destination database or where the reference table is available. Click on OK. And what is the table that I would like to use? When you go to this, you will be able to find out a department table. So not properly shown. This is the department table, or you can also write a command. Simply take this command and execute. Control C and write the command SQL Server department. If you wanted to get only few rows, you can apply where clause. I would like to get only 2 departments, 3 departments. So if you have millions of data, all the data I don't want to use as a lookup table, you can apply where clause and filter a lot of data. Clear? So I'm not going to be using where clause here. So this is perfectly fine. Go to columns. Now, how do I map? So we need to map this department ID, this department ID. We should be able to map. Now, how to map? It is very, very simple. You go there, you take this and try to drag and drop. So I'm getting an error. Cannot map the input column department ID to the lookup column department ID because the data types do not match. That means when you mouse over, go and mouse over, it is telling you string DTSTR and length 50. When you go and try to mouse over, it is telling you 4-byte signed integer I4 and length 000, something like this. No, the it is something different. When you go here, you will be able to see something different. When you go, you will be able to see the data types clearly. When you mouse over it, you will see the data types clearly. So it is clearly saying this is having DTSTR. This is having what? 4-byte signed integer. So this one I would like to convert into this, because end of the day, this one is there. It is a 4-byte because I have cleared, I have used as a integer. I did not use varchar 50. If I use varchar 50 here, then there is no issue. But I wanted to implement as an integer. I have implemented. So you cannot change this. So the source data can be changed. The data type can be changed. So what I do, so this is having a 1020. All of them are a string data only because the data is coming from source. It is a flat file. Now I go. Before using lookup transformation, I cancel this. I remove the link. Right click on this and delete the link. Go for data conversion and put double click on this. Now you take not all of them, take only department ID. You can say converted department ID, CONV or CON. So I would like to use 4-byte signed integer. That's what it was showing. 4-byte signed integer. When you go and drag and drop, you press F. So 4-byte unsigned. Unsigned means only plus positive numbers. So integer will take positive and negative numbers. You can say integer is 4 bytes. 4-byte signed integer. You have single byte signed integer. You have a numeric. Lot of things are available. It is a 4-byte signed integer. I know that integer is 4 bytes. If you don't know what is the integer size, you simply go to Google and ask this question to the Google. Hey Google, what is the integer size in SQL Server? You can say int size in what? In where? MySQL, SQL, CPP means C++, Python, Java, C. So if you go to Java, what is the int size? Int size in Java, 4 bytes. Let me see int size in SQL Server. Okay, SQL Server. So int size in the SQL Server is 4 bytes. Clear? If you're not sure, simply you go, you write one more command. What is the command? You can write it sp underscore help. Okay, and give the table name. Table name is called a department table. So this command you can execute you should be able to find out department ID integer, length is 4. Department name is varchar, length is 100. Now integer, we never specify a size. When you say dozen, it is a 12. You should not say dozen and the bracket 12. Then people will be calling you as a mad fellow. So okay, dozen means 12. So integer means 4, like something like that. Okay, tiny int means 1. Small int means 2 bytes. Tiny int means 1 byte. Okay, so that you will understand when you work with the SQL Server. But if you don't know the size, if somebody write a tiny int here, you don't know what is the size. It is a 2 bytes, 3 bytes, 4 bytes, 1000 bytes. You always go and try to execute this command, or you go here and you say tiny int size. Tiny int size in SQL Server. It will tell you tiny int is 1 byte, small int is 2 bytes, integer is 4 bytes, and even we have big int that is 8 bytes. It is going to be taking a lot of data, and the size is 8 bytes. We will have a positive and negative numbers are allowed, but only in the tiny int it is going to be taking only 0 to 255 positive numbers. Remember this, because I know SQL Server, I know this, but if you're coming from Oracle, or if you're coming from any other database, you don't know these databases which are available. So you need to take some 10 minutes of time and study what is the data. It is going to be having 0 to 255 positive numbers. There is no negative number. Here we are going to be having minus 32,767 to, it is having plus 32,768. Okay, so you can insert the data in between this. Any data can be inserted between this. So any number between these two can be inserted when you go in for a small int. So I would like to insert 50,000. Can I insert 50,000? No, because 50,000 is greater than 32,000 range. So that is when people have to use integer. Okay, we can insert up to millions of data, but I would like to include the Bill Gates income. So Bill Gates income, it is a billions and a trillions, so integer cannot store. That is where big int have to be implemented. So this is the range. If you study once, then you will understand what is integer, what is a tiny int, what is the size. Okay, so you will be able to read one document, so that, and make a note of this, nothing else. Am I clear? So these are the small things that you need to study apart from this SSIS, because end of the day, if you're using SSIS means the backend database will be 99% SQL. Remember this. So you should study the SQL. If you know, if you don't know what is a tiny int, small int, then it will be a problem for you. At least ready, study those things. And if you don't know, at least go like this, and you will understand clearly what is the sizes and everything. Clear? You never mention a tiny int of 1 like this. If you mention like this, it is equivalent to dozen, in the bracket you're writing it 12. So people will laugh at you. You should not write tiny int, mean it is 1. So SQL Server knows about it. So SQL Server will give you an error when you say integer in the bracket 4. So you should not mention 4 at the time of creating. It is 4. Clear? For the varchar columns and this columns, you need to specify the length. The same length is going to come here. Am I clear, guys? Simple things that you should know. So I have converted this into what? 4 bytes, signed integer. Signed means it could be positive number, negative number. So that is what I have converted. So length is what? Length is 4 bytes. You need not specify this. So when you say like this, the length is 4 bytes only. So this is department ID coming as a string data converted as 4 byte signed integer. So you have a lot of varieties are available, so that you can choose whatever you wanted to have it. How did I get this? Because I know that. I know that. So the destination or the lookup reference table is going to be having the same thing. Double click on this, go change this to redirect rows to no match output. Now click on connection. What is the table I would like to use? Department table. Go to columns. Now you go to preview. Fine. Now columns. So when you see, you have 2 columns. Clear? So one is called department ID and department ID. If you map this, you will go mad. Okay? You have to take this and go and leave it on this. Now this and this is mapping, so you mouse over it. So 4 bytes and integer, you mouse over it. It is 4 bytes and integer. So you can see whatever you wanted to see it. Now you go right click on this, say edit mappings. You can also see like this. So whatever the column you would like to map it, you can map it. So I don't want to map it. So you can also map like this. You can remove, right click on this, edit mappings. You can take input column as this one and lookup is this one. You can just simply map like this. So automatically it will get added. Otherwise, you take this and try to, don't leave it here. Go inside and go till this and leave it. Many people, what they do, they'll take this and they try to go and leave it. Nothing will happen. If you try to go and leave it like this, nothing will happen. So you go little more inside and drag and drop. If you're uncomfortable with that, delete, right click on this, edit mappings. You can simply go this one and this one. You can simply use it. Done. If everything is mapping, mapped data, I wanted to get it. If you need any column from the second table, for example, I need this column from the second table. You can just select like this. If you don't need any column from the second table, then don't select it. It is going to be used only for the matching purpose. I'm not getting any data from the second table, but if you wanted to get it, you can use this column because department ID, anyhow, the same numbers will be there. Because I don't need the department ID here because same number 10 is here. The same number 10 is here. Why should I get the again 10 from the that table? I don't need, right? So done. It is pretty much easy. Click on OK. Let me show you once again what all I have done. Double click on this. Step number 1, change this. Step number 2, go. Choose this one, the table, reference table. Go and expand and expand and expand and drag and drop. Right click and edit and check everything is perfectly fine or not. Perfectly fine. Now nothing is done. Only general connection columns. That's it. And many people will forget this. They will be leaving like this. It will fail. Clear? So you must use this and click on OK. Now you can have SQL Server destination or OLEDB destination, anything you can use, and what data you wanted to take it. When I'm trying to take a blue pipe and try to connect like this, pop-up window comes, it is asking what data you wanted to take it. Lookup match, right? Blank table you should be able to create in this. Now fast load, and if you want to create, you can create. Like here, you can see that this is my employee matched data. Employee lookup underscore match. Okay, match. So this, let me copy and always click on mappings. If you don't click on mappings, the red mark will be as it is. Double click on this, always you click on mappings. Okay, now you see all the column data is going, matched data. One more thing, take the blue pipe, right click on this, create one more table. You say lookup no match. I have copied. Let me paste it and say lookup no match. Clear? Now always you need to click on mappings. Otherwise, if you click OK, it will be shown like this. Double click on this. Always you need to click on mappings. You need to check everything is properly given or not. If you say ignore this, you say ignore, the data is not going to go there. Okay, all one more line also will come. If you something ignore means the line will get removed. When you say if something is mapped properly means you should be able to get like this. Now save, close all demos, right click on this, close all but this, save once more, click on start. Lookup transformation is very, very important transformation. It's very simple to use it. 15 rows are matching data, 4 rows are unmatched data. You stop this. Let me go back and select star from the lookup match data. So these are the matching entries. Everything is getting mapped. So select star from the no match data. So we have one more table called no match data that I wanted to implement. So this is a department and a converted department, and these guys does not have any unmatched data. Clear? If you wanted to implement unmatched data, that can be implemented later. But as of now, unmatched data, I am going to separate them. So the destination table is going to be having only the matched data. Am I clear? So this is what is very, very important for you to understand. Lookup is very, very simple one. Anybody can easily do this. Only thing is that you should know data conversion transformation. Otherwise, nothing special in this demo. Clear? You can have rename this. It is not a local host. You can tell them that this is a destination DB connection. You can give meaningful connection names. Tomorrow, if you wanted to modify, you should be able to double click on this and you can modify the server names here, database names here. Okay. If you wanted to modify tomorrow the text files that you are giving it, you should be able to modify the paths here. If you have thousands of files, no static name should be given because every time it is going to be dynamically changing. Okay, static names should not be given. We have to pass the connections dynamically. So how do you give dynamic connection? That is also we're going to be discussing later. So if you wanted to give something dynamically, there is a provision here. So I wanted to go to properties. This will discuss later. Okay, how to give connections dynamically, because every time it is going to be going to same connection. So I don't want to use, I will say employee underscore UK, employee underscore Dubai, employee underscore America, employee underscore India, Indonesia. I wanted to loop through. I should not give a single file name here. So if you wanted to loop through something, go to expressions. So how did I come to this window? Right click on this, go to properties or press F4 or function F4, expressions, click on dot dot dot. So you go to property and say connection string expressions. You have to use a lot of variables. From that you should be able to get some server names paths automatically, and that can be given dynamically. So how do you get something dynamic? For example, I wanted to give something as a static connection here. I would like to make this as a dynamic connection. So how do I give? Now you need to go here, right click on this, go to properties, go to expressions, the connection string, so that you can give dynamically. So every time the database name should change, every time the server name should change, every time connection string should change. Lot of things are available here that you should be able to change dynamically, so that we can discuss later. Clear? So as of now we are not going to be using, but slowly we'll be discussing all those things. Clear? So this is what is called a flat file. But when you open a lookup transformation, lot of things are questioned. What the first one is that, what do you mean by this caching? What is the full cache, partial cache, no cache, all these cache modes? That I'm going to be discussing in detail in tomorrow's class. It is a very, very, very important interview question. What do you mean by full cache? When should I use it? What do you mean by this cache, that cache? That we're going to be discussing. And without that, the lookup transformation is incomplete. Lookup transformation is similar to joins, but it is not exactly joins. I told you this one as well. So remember this: A joins B, B joins A is always the same. A equals to B, B equals to A, always same. But A lookup B, B lookup E is completely different. Clear? So all these things, simple things that you should understand. And the lookup data is case sensitive data. That is also very, very important point I would like to highlight now. Now here I'm comparing, see, I have the source PNE, CHN, something like this. In the lookup, I have city BLR, HYD and PNE in the small case. But here PNE in the uppercase. When you compare this PNE to this PNE, this will be going as a error output, unmatched data only. Why? Because the data case is case sensitive in lookup. PNE and PNE does not match. Clear? So whenever you compare string data, especially string data in lookup, convert both into upper, convert to both into lower. So convert this into upper, convert this also into upper, convert this into lower, convert this into lower, and try to match it. Okay. So otherwise you will get lot of misbehavior. Lot of data will be going as unmatched data. Tomorrow client comes and asks you, Bhaskar, I have given you proper data, but I am not able to see lot of rows are missed in my matched data. So I'm not able to see lot of reports properly. What is the issue? There is no problem with the data. Where is the issue? The issue is that the data the client is given is not having the proper case. Your X reference table is having uppercase data, but the data supplied by the client is having some uppercase, some lowercase, some combo case like that. So definitely, whenever you work with the lookup transformation, if you're working with the string data comparison, it is developer's responsibility that you need to convert your source data into uppercase or lowercase. Same time you need to convert the lookup reference table data into uppercase or lower date and try to use. If you're converting source into upper, reference table is also into upper. Okay. If you're converting source data into lower and convert all the reference table data, at least the column which you are using, that column you have to make it as upper. So for that we can simply use, for example, you can simply go, we can make something upper here, right? So you can write if you want to convert something. So this is my table I would like to use. So whatever you would like to convert. So department ID, you can also use department name. So you can convert, here itself is upper. You can say upper function is available. You should be able to convert this into upper as a department name. If you wanted to use this column tomorrow for the matching purpose, okay, you can simply write this query and everything will get converted into this. If you have sources having not this, sources having a sales, you have the not the department ID here. There is a department name is available here. So there is a sales available. So how do you map? So you convert this into upper and this into upper and try to use department name and get the department ID out of this. Whatever you would like to do. Sometimes you will be able to get the department name using the strings you can compare and get the department ID that I needed to be stored in my this table. That is also one more thing people may ask you to do that. Clear? So remember all these things, guys. Clear? So lookup is very, very simple and straightforward, but lookup data is case sensitive data, must be configured for error output. By default, this treats rows without matching entries as errors. Those records are not actually errors. Those records are unmatched data. And lookup will have different caches. And lookup reference table should be in the SQL only. Okay. So performs a lookup means this comparison operation which is going to be performing always. Okay. So lookup can be used to perform the incremental loading. So what is incremental loading? That we're going to be discussing very soon. And how to create source connection, dynamic connections dynamically. That is also we're going to be discussing later. And if you wanted to implement logging, so somebody asked, I think Padma's asked, right? How to implement logging. That is also we're going to be discussing later. And how to deploy debug packages. All of them are going to come later. So whatever we are studying is basic things now. Okay. Slowly we'll move to advanced level. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
Sir, I tried to implement Excel conversion, I got an error. Can you please look into it?
Yeah, I think the same thing we discussed already, but let me uh, tell you. What you do is that as of now, you open your Excel because the problem, I'll tell you what is the issue.
Okay.
Normally, now every operating system is going to be having SSIS is okay. Now is in 64-bit. Okay, it is 64-bit, and whatever we have installed, you have installed the Excel and everything. If you install older versions, these are available in 32-bit. Even latest versions also available 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay, when you try to do 64-bit and 32-bit, you are getting this kind of an issues now. Clear? At the time of installation also, you have to. It is not going to work at all. And at the time of configuring it also, it is not going to be working at all because 64-bit and latest versions you will be able to get with XLSX. Now you may be having XLS, or you may be having same extension but XLSX. So a lot of issues are available. The simplest thing would be you open one file. For example, we were working with this Excel files. Okay, we have some source files here. So you have this is the file given by the customer. Okay, so when you use this file as a source, I'm not able to get it. So what we can do is that go to file, you can say save or save as Excel 97 2003 workbook. You can do this. Okay, we can give any name, new file or whatever you would like to give, to make sure that we can choose this. Okay, workbook, not workbook template. Many people will see this XLT. This is not the one I'm talking about. This one, you choose this, click on save and use that file. Okay, you can give sections new.
Okay.
Okay,
But I'm
use this.
having XLSX only, I think. Okay. Anyways, I'll try this also. Fine.
You
Thank
can
you.
try this. It is going to work. Otherwise, there are a lot of other workarounds. This is one of the workaround.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
people are using this. They can
Bhaskar,
use.
may I ask you a question about it
Yeah.
based on this question which Padmaja asked? Isn't it another option is available in the Excel task? You can go to the properties and right click there and you can change the, from 32-bit to 64-bit. And if you run it, it should work.
Where is this?
If you go to the, if you create a package, the actual package,
Okay.
which is the Excel task,
Okay.
when you go to the package and go to the properties, right click in there and there's the properties and there is a 64-34-bit option in there. If there is a, because since this is not compatible, you can change 32-bit to 64-bit and execute. It should be working.
Okay, that is also, we'll check it out. Okay, yeah, like that we have
Yeah,
couple of options. I think
I have a better
even
workaround as well.
yeah, and here you have given me that answer also, right? Yeah, tell me, Kabir, I think
So
somebody
yeah,
came.
so if you go to your this page, your SSIS, what's it called, Visual Studio.
Yeah,
So right click on your project.
this is the one, or packages.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, right click on your project, the name of the project, and go to properties. No, not this one. The name of the whole project, not the package.
This is the one, or you have here, right?
I mean, SSIS demos. Yes, that one. Go to properties. Yeah, go
Here,
to debugging, and then you can run
but
64 bits. Keep it false.
this is also, you can make it false.
Yes.
This is also
I
going to work.
did that also. It's not working.
Oh wow.
Oh, is it? So then you try to implement this, it's going to work. Okay.
Okay. I'll try this and get back to you. Thank you.
So I think Kabir or somebody shared me one article, I think, right? So that is also, I think, you need to install one more driver, it seems. The article says like that. Okay. If you install one more driver, 32-bit driver, it is going to be working. So you can also
Can you
Google it.
send me that? If you don't mind, can anyone send me that?
I will send you. I have that. I will send it to you. Don't worry. I'll send
Okay.
it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay. So I have taken a flat file and you implement the same demo with the help of Excel sheet so that you will also encounter the same issue. Then you try to